Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Gators versus the Razorback halftime report. Wow, 17-17, all tied up right now. Got a lot to go over in just 15 minutes here. Be sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe. Welcome to the show. Look, it started off, boys. Listen, it's 14-0, right? There's like 10 minutes to go in the first, and the wife's trying to talk to me, and I'm not having it, right? I'm minding my business, just coloring. And she's like, what's wrong? I was like, can you not read the room? What do you mean, what's wrong? I was like, are you not looking at the scoreboard? I was not a pleasant person to be around first 4 minutes of the football game, but it turned, very quickly, which is great to see. Now, I've got some uglies I'm going to go over here, but let me talk about the pros real quick. Eugene motherfucking Wilson, boys and girls. I mean, my goodness. How do we go? We drive in the football field twice, 2 tutties, 2 to Trey, and then we just stop giving him the football. Right? Montreal or ETN, just run everybody over. Don't see him anymore. Like, these are the question marks that I have, as I'm sure all of us do. $2 from Austin to Sub. Just got to say, proud of the response. I love the response. I couldn't agree more. That was the other pro that I loved. Is like, look, 14-0, we as fans, we know how we felt, right? Imagine how it felt on the football field to stay calm, stay collected. This is the pro ability's personality, right? You never really get too high. You never get too low. My ass was ready to jump off the bridge, right? So that's kind of like where I know my weaknesses are. Like, I'm way too emotional. So just bring me in when things are going well. I'll fire everybody up. I'll get you ever to the next level. But look, I think it was a great response. And I'm looking at the stats here, right? We were shutting them down tremendously. They've got 116 in passing yards, but one pass was 45 yards. And look, that's just a bang play. We did everything right. The blitz was drawn up perfectly. Princely just barely missed him, and Kimber just got burned. Why he's looking behind him? I don't know. But, it is what it is. It's a good play. They got one off. You got to expect KJ Jefferson to do one of those things every so often, right? First drive, they go out. It's scripted. They do exactly what you would hope as an offensive coordinator first time on the job would go and do. Since then, I think things have done very well on the defensive side of the ball. Think of how young the defense is right now. I mean, we know that it's young, but Bryce Thornton's getting a ton of playing time. Bryce Courage is getting a lot of playing time. Princely Commitment is getting a lot of playing time. I'm just making stuff up at this point. But obviously, Jordan Castell with a big pick. We're seeing Chris McKellen, who I haven't really seen much of this year, making some big-time plays, right? TJ, especially Kelby Collins, obviously having an impact in the game. Nunnery making some big stops in the game. So this really young staff really stepping up in the time when you got Cam Jackson and Tyreek Sapp, 2 guys on the line who have just been your leaders thus far. And Shamar James. We keep forgetting Shamar James is out as well, too. So I'm very proud of how they've been able to step up on the football field. And, I handle business, in my opinion. Again, 116 yards passing, only 30 yards rushing. When they got Rocket Sanders back there, they've shut that thing down and clogged up all the holes wonderfully. I can't wait to talk with Stephen Harris about it. I think they've been filling the gaps in tremendously, which we've talked about. Would like to see a little more pizzazz still, right? I still would like to see some more twitch, some more, hitting somebody in the mouth. But all in all, I mean, the defense has done its job. Offensively, bro, we were moving the football so damn well. I was like, they can't stop us. And we've kind of hit a little bit of a break here. I am not happy with how that last drive went. I got to be honest with you. I don't understand. I wish somebody at the end of the game goes, Billy, we find ourselves in these predicaments a lot, whether it's the end of we're behind and we're driving and there's just zero sense of urgency. We all know there's urgency. You have 3 timeouts, 2.5 minutes left on the clock, plenty of time, plenty of timeouts, right? No big deal. But you don't have the courtesy of the clock stopping for first downs or if you go out of bounds, right, all those things. And it just feels like nobody's paying attention to the clock. And that again continues to be a frustrating factor of like, were we just playing for a field goal? That's how it felt, right? And I understand you don't want to leave too much time on the clock, but Arkansas hasn't really been able to move the ball very effectively to where you should be concerned about that anyways, right? I mean, they had the one big play for KJ Jefferson, but KJ Jefferson hasn't been able to hit the broadside of a barn. So if you think that your defense all of a sudden is going to give up a touchdown in 30 seconds, you got bigger things you got to worry about, right? So those are a few things that I was a little about, but and I know, look, some people were kind of saying, like, well, it shouldn't be this close. And when you get on 14-0 in the first 4 minutes of the football game, you'd be thankful for where we're at. It could have been ugly quickly. Could have been 21-0 really quickly. So for the fact that it's 17 all going into halftime, look, it's 0-0 in my opinion. Come out, second half, we get the ball, go punch him in the mouth. Go out there, drive, get a stop, score, and let's get into a rhythm here, right? That's all you need to do. When I saw Sam Pittman's interview, I don't know exactly when it was. And he goes, well, you got the wind's blowing a little bit and the punt and the direct. I go, how are we losing? Bro, I was like, this man's over here talking about the wind affecting it, which he's not wrong. But I was like, we're losing to this guy. We're losing to this guy right now. I don't know. What's up, Uncle Lou? Shout out to something about Billy. Whatever, Uncle Lou. Nobody asked you to come by here, okay? Boys and girls, smash the like button. Show some love. Show some love here. No trick plays yet. That's true. That's true. Account 2430. We haven't seen any trickery or any pizzazz, so there's definitely been an adjustment from that sense of not throwing the ball around too much. But look, I feel like we've ran the ball somewhat effectively. We've got over 51 rushing yards, so in my case, not that effectively. It's felt effectively. The game slowed down tremendously that second quarter there. I mean, it was kind of moving and popping and going back and forth, and it was just like bang bang, and then all of a sudden everyone just hit the brakes. I mean, but put 14 points up in the first quarter, and then 6 points combined in the last 3 minutes of the second quarter. So things slowed down tremendously offensively. So, and look, I think it just, to me, offensively, it looks like it's just been play calling. I feel like we should be able to move the ball a lot better. It's like we're trying to do things. It's like, look, just get the ball to Eugene, get the ball to Ricky Pearsall, hit some slant routes, allow for Mertz to throw, give him some more comfortable throws, not these little stupid screen passes, right? I feel like we haven't given Mertz the opportunity because the few times he stepped back, he's been sacked, which tells me we're waiting for that play to develop. Give him somebody to dump it off to, right? Give me some Arlis Boardingham up the middle, a little button hook in the center of the football field. I don't see any much of that going on. So I'd like to see more of that. Just if the line can't block anybody, right? Now, Kingsley obviously limped out the football field, so who knows what's going to happen to him. Jake Slaughter's been doing a great job, and I've said that multiple times. But look, I like to see more of that. Offensive line could play better. A lot of sacks that could have been avoided. Yeah, look, I completely agree. I mean, that's not onto. I mean, Mertz has done a great job, in my opinion, trying to avoid it and getting the ball off and making plays with his feet. He's done his job. So the O-line's got to step up. They've got to, be more aggressive, be more physical. The one time we were physical, Austin Barber gets hit with the, hands to the face, penalty. But we'll see here. Yeah, I thought we were cooked after the first 3 minutes. Blu-ray, you're telling me, man. You're telling me. Look, a lot of question marks. This is, again, another frustrating part with the offensive line. I mean, the D-line, mind you, has 2 of their starters out, and they look exceptional, right? So they're doing a phenomenal job, in my opinion, with the youth there. There's no excuse for your offensive line. Like, you got to give these guys some time. And look, when Trevor gets the ball, man, I mean, he's doing what he can. He's getting out of the backfield. Montreal with that drop pass, that hurt a little bit. Almost a touchdown. We scored anyway, so no big deal. But look, all in all, I'm happy with how we responded. There was one little play, and I could be reaching here, but hear me out. The play when Crawshaw, he actually ended up being a good punt, but he shanked it. And it just rolled to the 10 or the 15. He kind of threw his hands up, like, what the hell just happened? Right? Like, oh my gosh, right? I feel like he runs into those situations a lot, where it's just a shank punt and he just kind of throws his hands up. I love Crawshaw. I think he's got a great personality from the times that I've kind of interacted with him. But to me, what that tells me, it's like, look, if that's your job is to practice to hit perfect punts. And for someone who's played a sport where, golf and punting, I would say are similar, where basically you've got each shot is pressure, right? You got to hit it perfectly. If you're throwing your hands up, there's a point where, I don't know, I just feel like, what's happening during practice? Where does your mindset during the off week, right? That we're just shanking punts and we're kind of throwing our hands up. I might be reaching here a little bit, but to me, it was a mindset thing that I saw that and I was like, where's the disconnect, right? Where's the focus of, as soon as you punt it, your hands go up. It's like, I just missed it. It's like, bro, you're a senior. We can't be having just, moments as a punter. I don't know. It's learn how to spell, big guy. Yeah, you kick all day at practice. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going after the punter. It was more so I was looking at just the personality, just the response behind it, right? This isn't like I'm getting frustrated or trying to attack Kershaw. I'm just saying. Armstrong using what he's got. I love that. It's like, look, we're going to use every tool we got. We're going to send it, and we're going to just be the best that we can be and hit somebody. And that's what excites me is, again, the youth on the defense it's even younger today than it has been all year. And look how good it's looking, right? Look how it's just everyone's buying in, everyone's trusting the process, everyone's trusting the guy next to him. Like, that's where the things are starting to get excited. And we talked about on Wednesday's show, I think people misunderstood the question that was being asked, is Armstrong over his head? I wasn't asking that because I felt that he was. I asked it because it felt like Gator Nation was starting to turn their eye a little bit in the concerns of Armstrong. But we also spoke as like, look, I like where his head's at and like where his energy, and this is kind of speaking to that again. So, similar, did y'all expect this game to be close? I mean, I was thinking maybe a little bit more of like a 10 to 15 point separation, which could definitely happen here. I called 24-10, and then I said 24-16. I said there could be an extra touchdown in there. So we go out there and score. Might have been spot on there with my prediction. So, look, I think we never wanted to, you never want to be a game to be close, but they go out, they did their job, they scored, and they had a quick turnover. Since then, they haven't really done too much. We went out there and punched him in the mouth twice, which I've liked. So, he's probably practicing with Mahalik. $5 from Sammy the Bull Gator. Says, should we move on from Kingsley as much as he's always has been injured? I feel like he's throwing up our O-line, changing centers every week. That's a great question, Sammy the Bull Gator. Again, I don't know if that's changing up the pace, changing up the chemistry from the offensive line. I've said when Jake Slaughter's in there, I haven't felt like we've missed Kingsley, right? So the point to that is like he's done a great job, in my opinion, Jake Slaughter. He's ranked top 25 on PFF for centers. So he's been doing his work. I think having both, it's great for the depth. I don't think losing one helps, but you can maybe argue, should Slaughter be the starter and Kingsley come in as a rotational guy? Then maybe. But yeah, I mean, that's not a horrible question. I like the uniforms more than anything that green. Oh yeah, Q. The uniforms are an absolute success for sure. The spread was -3, Stone Cold, not 6. It moved. It moved dramatically over the past 48 hours or so, I think, due to the injury. So we'll see here. You up by 14. Yeah, but Oregon got some bad ones too. But Oregon, see, you can't really count Oregon's bad uniforms because they have so many, right? You're bound to have a bad one when you're constantly rotating it. So I'm not going to give them any credit. Damian George got benched? I didn't see that. Talk to me, Matthew. Does it come in? Let's confirm that. Wow. Maybe go to the Twitter world here because they'll be talking about it if he did. I did not see him get benched. Huge. I like it. I mean, I like the fact Ohio State's losing right now 9-7 to the Rutgers, and they're the number one team in the country. Could be worse. Could be worse. Clemson's beating Notre Dame right now, too. Oh, that's a clean photo. I gotta retweet that. Oh boy, that is something else right there, boys. Go check my Twitter out. I just posted. That's clean. I'm trying to see if anybody else has posted anything. Don't lie to me, boys. It's confirmed. I can't confirm. Yes, 76 is benched since the start. 75 has been in most of the game. I think what's confusing me is because their names went on the back. Right? I'm getting a little lost here. So maybe that's why I haven't even noticed the change. Let me see here. So Damian George is 76. We're saying 75 has been playing. I don't even see 75 on our depth chart. You sure 74? That's his backup, Lindell. I have not noticed that. Cam Waits. Woo! That's probably why he's in on the depth chart. That makes sense. Okay. Yep, big Cam Waits. I love that. Okay, Cam, coming back from Achilles. Stepping up, stepping in. We did get an interception. That was a good one, too. Great interception. Great interception. You almost wonder, could have been a punt, but I like the interception. Funny that the right tackle position is much improved as well. Yeah, look, no, that's great. I'm happy for Cam Waits. And look, I think that's something that needed to happen, too, eventually, of like, look, we gotta put our foot down. So we can't confirm. Oh, he got moved to guard. Cole Whittree. I thought I saw George in there. All right. I wasn't losing. I was like, maybe I'll get my numbers mixed up. All right, Cole. So Cole's coming in and cleaning these things up a little bit. Cole Whittree, which there was some murmurs about that him being shuffled over to the guard position, which is more his position anyway. So Great stuff there. Let me see if I can pull the depth chart up to see from earlier this week when we talked about it, to see if that was a, you know, it was already kind of heading in that direction or not. One moment here while I pull up the depth chart for us, boys. Take a look. My hand smells like puke. My son puked on me. All right, here we go. Depth chart for week 10. All right. So right guard, right tackle has Damian George at right tackle still. So Mazuka's at right guard is where this thing has it. Obviously it doesn't mean anything. I was just trying to see maybe if they hinted towards that and we just missed it. 75 is weights. Okay. George moved to guard is good. I mean, we've gotten a lot of sacks. They've gotten a lot of sacks still, so I don't know how confirmation we can, how much we can confirm. But our offense needs to open up like against South Carolina. I agree. The offense needs to come out. They get the ball first. Let's go punch somebody in the mouth. The defense has been doing their job, getting some big stops, keeping KJ Jefferson contained, keeping Rocket Sanders contained as well, with only 30 yards rushing between him and the other back. So I think, the defense has been doing its job exceptionally outside that one big blown coverage by Kimber. Look, I mean, blown coverage, he shouldn't have looked up. It kind of just should have kept his head down, but that's a bang play. That was a good throw and a good catch. Those are going to happen, right? I'll say it's trash. Is Marvin Harrison out? I didn't know he was out. I love when people playing bad play on jerseys. Who's blaming the jerseys? Y'all think it's the jersey's fault? Could be. Could be the jersey's fault. Well, guys, boys and girls, ladies and gents, great halftime report. Look, I feel optimistic going into this second. Look, people are going to still be frustrated. They're still going to be upset about this. I think we've learned that that's going to be inevitable, right? Nobody's going to be pleased. Like, we should be beating them by more. We should be doing this. We should be doing that. Sure, we should be. But we also shouldn't have been down 14 points in the first 4 minutes of the football game. So I think we've done a great job fighting back, staying composed, doing all the right things, and keeping us in this football game when it could have very easily gotten out of hand within the first few minutes there. I mean, Arkansas had an opportunity there to completely slam down on the momentum, and we were able to flip the momentum back. So that speaks, in my opinion, volumes to just, again, what Billy's been able to build and just the team believing in one another and loving one another. Game's back on, boys and girls. You guys have a great rest of your second half. We'll see you boys after the show. See ya.